Long. All right, now we're live. What's going on, everybody? It's the Click Pop Podcast. We just have Justin today on the biggest day in American history. No, I'm just kidding. But Trump's mugshot was released yesterday. Normally, we would have a nice back and forth between Mark and Justin, but Mark is indisposed today. So
he's indisposed, dude.
We wish him well, as Trump would say. I see that you put on you styled your hair like President Trump today. Am I correct about that?
I'm in honor of the. I got the Trump puff going on, dude.
Hell yeah!
I'm also 6'3" and 215 pounds.
There you go. I believe it. I believe that. I don't believe that Trump was 250 pounds. You know, I watched. I made a little quick video about this for our Instagram yesterday.
Yeah,
reading it, and then that was before I knew that he could self-report. So, like, he tells him he's 215 pounds. What do you think?
I mean, okay, here's what I'll tell you. He was always really pretty big guy. He's heavy. He's very big guy. However, I saw him on the interview with Tucker, and he looks like he's slimmed down a little bit. I'm not saying he's 215, but he looks like he's slimmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as heavy as he once was.
First of all, we don't want to ask a lady for her weight, so we will be respectful. But that's what I said yesterday too, without knowing about the self-reporting. He does look thinner. He looks a little bit more gaunt. He looks, dare I say it, haggard, because the stress of the indictments, whether or not he's guilty, just having to put up with it has got to be taking a toll. He's a 77-year-old man, for God's sake.
Yeah, or it could be from the vaccines.
That's true. He's a fan of the vaccines, by the way.
The vaccines took a toll on people.
Yeah.
By the way, I am pro-vaccine. I want to say that I'm pro-vaccine.
Yeah. Well,
when the HPV vaccine came out, I got it, and I got the hepatitis B vaccine. But these mRNA ones are a little wonky.
I think we have to say that we're pro-vaccine on YouTube, or they'll kick us off. So we love the vaccine.
My middle name is Vaccine. My middle name is Vaccine.
If Pfizer wants to sponsor us, I'll take it live on the air every day.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this classic mugshot. Already a classic. Now, I said immediately when I saw it, this is Zoolander, Blue Steel, but I haven't seen that anywhere else. What do you think?
I thought it looked more like an American eagle.
He does look like an American eagle.
Yeah, it's got that eagle look, like
he is America. Donald Trump is America. I heard an astrologer once say that, like, his horoscope or something like lines up better with America's horoscope than any other president ever.
Really?
The man is America. We can't the good and the bad.
I mean, America's got good and bad. There's almost 200 countries in the world, and they all have good and bad.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's funny. It reminds me. I just saw an interview that Adam Glynn, who was our old coworker at TMZ.
Yeah.
He got Trump at some kind of golf event in Bedminster. I think it was another one of those Saudi things.
Yeah.
No big deal. They just did 9/11, but whatever. Let's play golf with them. And he asked Trump his favorite movie, and he said, "The good, the bad, and the ugly."
I mean, it's a masterpiece.
And he's got it all right here in this picture.
It's a masterpiece. He's not wrong about that. It's a very, very, very well done movie. I love the ending. Is incredible.
Yeah. Maybe that's where
the music's iconic.
Yeah. It is. Well, here's the thing with this mugshot. If you are a supporter, you're going to see it as a strong, fierce, like standing up against the establishment look.
Yeah.
And if you're a hater, you're going to be like, look at this doofus. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think obviously he was trying to go for something. He wasn't going to smile.
Right.
He's probably upset legitimately being in there. But I don't know. What does this look communicate to you?
It communicates, to me, it communicates
strength.
Sort of like disgust at the system in place, and a face that says, okay, have your laughs, but I'm gonna fight back.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, he broke the internet with this photo. I mean, the fact that he harnessed that like a judo move and used it on his social media, I have to give him credit. It's a genius.
Okay, listen.
Genius.
I will give you credit that he harnessed it quickly and turned it into a fundraising opportunity, which was smart. It was his first time back on
Brilliant, next level.
Yeah, I mean, I wish he had come back with some more just like tweets as well, because everyone liked him on Twitter because the tweets were funny, unless you were terrified of him. But it was his first tweet back to fundraise. Go to donaldtrump.com. I disagree, though, that it broke the internet. And I said this in my video yesterday. I was expecting it to break the internet because for years, everyone was like, man, when that Trump mugshot drops on the app, this thing's going to break the internet. I was able to log on just fine. There was not enough of an influx of traffic to knock down the servers. I was frankly a little bit disappointed.
Well, don't forget, Elon has taken it over and has done a lot of work under the hood, so it can handle that number now. Before they were unable to do it. And he's taken it from a Ford Fiesta to now it's a Lamborghini. So he's done a lot of work under the hood. If you watch his updates on Twitter about what he did to X, there was a lot of stuff that was sort of patched and they went back in and rebuilt it. So I think maybe now it's just a better product so it can handle the traffic. But 171 million engagements that's quite a bit.
Yeah,
that's a lot. I mean, it's very rare. And he didn't say all he did was just tweet a picture. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. The other thing I didn't love about the picture, to be honest, it makes him look a little old.
The guy's older. He's older.
He is older, but like part of his thing is like, he's the anti-Joe Biden in a way. And like, he looks a little droopy and old there. But I don't fault, like he is 77 years old. He is old.
What are we going to look like, Dante, when we're 77? I
don't know.
Are we going to make it?
I'm going to be 215. I know that.
And you'll be 6'3" by then. You'll be growing. You're close. What are you, 6'1"? Or I don't know.
The funniest thing is part of the self-reporting, he also listed his hair as strawberry blonde.
That's what mine is. I can't, hold on one second. I can't take this hair anymore. I'm putting on a hat. I got out of the shower and it's fluffy, dude. I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy. There we go. Oh, wait, hold on.
It's just funny to imagine him being like Mr. Trump hair, and he's like strawberry blonde, blonde strawberry.
By the way, real quick, Chief Keef, did you see?
Yeah, he came out. He says that the blacks will have Donald Trump's back.
Whoa, African Americans.
I'm just quoting the man directly.
Oh, okay. They're gonna have Trump's back.
I hope I am.
No, I mean, he says that they're gonna have his back, and that's, listen, when the African American community comes out to vote and they stand behind you, that is some firepower there, and I think it's gonna be in Trump's favor. I think they see a lot in him of what they as a community go through.
Yeah.
If you agree with that, the fact that, if you think Trump is really guilty of all this stuff and he belongs to be in prison the rest of his life, if you think all that and you're extreme liberal and you hate him, no matter how good you think he ran the country, if you think all that stuff, then no. But if you think Trump did a lot of good things, which many people in the black community think he did because they had the lowest unemployment rate when he was president, they were owning businesses, they were doing pretty well, they were thriving. So the fact that now Biden's in and they lost a lot of that, they're going to side with Trump.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ice Cube has been outspoken about that.
Yeah, but Ice Cube is an independent thinker, and he sees things the way he thinks that they are, and they are calling it the way they see it, and they're not going to be influenced by the media. And basically, they see in Trump a lot of their experience, which is attacked wrongly, vilified in the media, brought to court for things that are just ridiculous. A lot of it. So they're just seeing a lot of in his experience, their experiences in him, I think, and they're seeing that, and they now have his back. So this is going to be a very hard thing for the Democrats to overcome. Once again, they did not learn the lesson in the past. They're going to realize that when they go after Trump and it backfires on them, terrible.
That could very well be true, and it's galvanizing his supporters absolutely to see this. I will say though, yesterday it was kind of a curious thing, reeked of Roger Stone or other political tricksters to me. There were a couple guys hanging outside the courthouse with shirts on, which I'm not going to pull up because it's the racial slur. It said N words for Trump.
I saw that guy.
And I was like, okay, come on. Somebody paid him to put that shirt on and stand there. It's just, I don't think Trump like ordered that. Of course, he's got enough going on, but like that's classic, just like fake. Yeah, man. Trump.
You think it was fake?
I think that was fake.
No, come on.
Somebody came up with that shirt.
That's a very racist thing to say, that they call that guy fake. I think that guy's a legitimate man.
I don't think that's real at all.
No,
N words for Trump.
Say that to his face. Say that to his face. In fact, we're gonna have him on the show right now. Welcome to the show, everybody.
I would like to get him on.
Go ahead. Say it to his face. Get him on the show.
There's just no way. But anyways, yeah. I mean, look, it's historic. It is historic.
Oh, yeah, it's historic what we're seeing. I mean, look, a lot of people on the right are saying that Joe Biden has weaponized the Department of Justice for political gain. And, you know, there are, whether you think Trump was wrong, what he did, whatever, there is evidence that there is sort of an attack on political opponents. This has never been done before. And the fact that they waited, they're saying that they had all this evidence, all this stuff. Why would they wait until right now? It's obviously for political gain, which is disgusting. And it's wrong, and I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not clear. I've been trying to research why he had to have his mugshot taken in Georgia, but nowhere else.
Because that's the county that he was apparently allegedly contesting the election results, where he contacted the governor down there and said, "Look, I need to find the vote." So they're saying that the crime happened there, so he had to be brought down there.
But like,
by the way, you know,
taking of the mugshot, like he didn't have to have his mugshot taken for any of the other 3 indictments, just this one.
Well, it might be the laws of Georgia. There might be some kind of a law down there, depending on the crime. It might be the way the crime is written, or what he did in Georgia, which might be unique to the other states. But you know, he committed the crime of contesting the election and not being a Democrat. You can't do that. You have to be a Democrat if you want to do that. So.
Do you think he brought a glam squad like Kim Kardashian?
He had a posse. Did you see the cars that he went down there with? Yeah. Of course he did.
She brought on the Kardashians the last season. She brought a whole glam squad to have her license photo taken at the DMV.
Oh my God!
Do you think that he had someone touching up the tan and you know, like tousling the hair?
This is a photo that's gonna live in infamy, so to speak. There's it's gonna go on for perpetuity. I mean, this joins the ranks of Frank Sinatra, of Jimi Hendrix, of Elvis.
That reminds me, yeah,
Bill Gates.
I wanted to pull this up.
Jim Morrison. Well, that's murder right there.
Orenthal James Simpson.
Orenthal James Simpson. That's correct. OJ, Michael Jackson.
All these people knew each other too. Trump was good friends with Michael. He was good friends with OJ. It's like they're all getting that mugshot taken. Oh, of course, hot felon guy.
Oh, God.
Jeremy Meeks.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he's the nicest guy. But if you ever meet him and talk to him, his voice and his persona does not match that photo.
No, he told me he was highly favored. He was like, "I'm blessed and highly favored." I said, "Okay."
Because when I met him, when you see the photo, you think he's gonna be like, "Yo, what's up, dude?" And then you meet him and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And you're like, "What?" It doesn't line up. It doesn't line up with the photo at all.
I remember back when I was still at TMZ. Every time a new mugshot came out, I'd be like, "We got to find Jeremy Meeks." And I would I got him talking about him a couple of times.
He's nice. He's a very, very nice guy.
This would be a good time to go find him again. What do you think about Trump's pose? You know, the scowl.
Yeah.
Does he have a modeling career in his future? Oh, Lindsay, of course.
Bieber's got a photo. Nick
Nolte.
Nolte. You can't forget about Nolte. That's Trump's might top this one, dude. Trump's might top this one.
Yeah. Capone. Yeah, Capone, of course. Escobar.
Pablo Escobar. Elvis should be in there. There's Bill Gates. James Brown. Where's Jim Morris? Tupac.
Hendrix.
Hendrix is in there. Yep.
I didn't know about that.
Sinatra.
Mick Jagger.
Yep. Bowie. That's right.
Now, come on. He had a glam squad for sure. Look at that hair.
I think Bowie just has that look. There's Sinatra. It's a classic one. Every pizzeria in New Jersey has this hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah, of course.
There's Biebs.
It's either Bieber or Kate McKinnon, who played him on Saturday Night
You
Live.
don't know. Lee Harvey. Where's
Lee
Morrison?
Harvey.
Morrison or Elvis? There's Elvis. They make that. By the way, that's on a hoodie. It's a great looking hoodie. Have you seen it?
No, but what was he arrested for?
Oh, I don't know, doing backflips under the bed. Who the hell knows? I don't know what he was arrested. 1970?
Can
Is
you
it for drugs? Is it for drug possession?
It was
No.
probably drugs, yeah. Oh, of
No.
course. Another friend of Donald.
What was Elvis arrested for?
He was on Epstein Island, I think.
No. Where's Morrison? We need to find Morrison's Indecent Exposure.
You know, I was surprised to see Trump.
Oh, driving without a license, and Elvis Presley was arrested for driving without a license and public drunkenness.
Yeah.
Also spent time in jail for assault and shooting his television set.
Can I say one thing? Yeah, I mean, that's Elvis.
I mean, if you're Elvis, do you even get a driver's license? It's like, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
You're gonna get pulled over. It's like, you know who I am. It's not like he blends in.
It was interesting to hear Tucker Carlson ask Trump about Epstein and whether he thought he really killed himself.
Right.
Because he said that he thinks he did because he's used to living in like these very luxurious places.
Right.
And now he's in prison. And I had actually heard a couple of years back that they think that Epstein was also on some kind of steroid. And so the withdrawals can make you very like depressed. And then you get into almost like a Robin Williams or a Chris Cornell thing where like if you're getting off a medication or you don't have it, it can just like panic you. And so maybe it was that, because I'm not entirely convinced that Epstein was killed either. I think it is just as likely that he knew it was going to be bad for him either way. He was going to get killed or he was going to go to jail. And
they might have set it up where they were like, look, we're going to set all the parameters in place so you can kill yourself.
Yeah.
But there's also some unanswered questions about all that. The the video cameras weren't rolling. The security guards were sleeping. I don't know. I have a hard time believing it. I think he got whacked.
I know that Trump was president during that time, but it was Bill Barr's justice system. And Bill Barr, as we can see, is no real friend of Donald Trump. So I could see Bill Barr, executing this on his own because his father hired Trump to go teach at some school when he had no qualifications years back.
Epstein, his father hired Epstein.
Yeah, his father hired Epstein. And so I could see Bill Barr pulling this off on his own with help from, special agents from who knows. I mean,
Could be. Bill Barr is a little, he's not, I thought he was going to be a little more on the up and up than he was. The guy's a little dodgy. So,
yeah. Let's just, Tiger Woods.
Oh, Tiger Woods. I don't see Jim Morrison's, man. Where's the famous Jim Morrison interview?
I don't know. I think people have maybe forgotten about Jim Morrison.
The Lizard King? They forgot about the Lizard King?
And of course, the shirts are being sold everywhere.
They're gonna sell millions of those. Elvis is a really cool one though. Elvis is on a hoodie with like Japanese writing, and it's like this dark pink color, like this, the color of my background. It's super cool.
Yeah.
It's like a cool looking one. Which, by the way, that's so funny. He gets arrested for driving without a license when he worked as a truck driver before he was famous.
Oh yeah. I haven't renewed my license. And
that's how he learned to slick back his hair and make it all dark. And he put the dye in there and greased it back from the truckers. That's how they used to do it.
So this is just the beginning, really, because the arraignment is supposed to be televised on September 8th. And then I heard it's even possible that the trial will be televised. It'll be like another OJ trial. Now, here's the thing. They are pushing, Fani Willis is pushing to have the trial begin at the end of October.
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose to block the election.
A lot of people are saying, hey, that's a little too soon. The discovery, like all that kind of stuff that the lawyers will have to do to mount a proper defense.
Yeah.
To have it coming in October is a little too soon. And honestly, I kind of agree with them. I think October is too soon. As much as I would love to see it as a viewer, to give him a fair chance, I think they need to push it back.
Yeah, I mean they're doing it on purpose. It's obvious. They're not. I mean they're wearing their heart on their sleeve with everything. They're telegraphing everything they do. I mean when they had the whole thing with the lockdowns and they were like, oh, we have to do mail-in voting. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, right, yeah, that's not shady. I mean it's just it's once again, they're just telegraphing what their move is. They're doing this. This is all theater to block Trump from winning the election.
I actually agree. I think they are pushing to have at least one of these trials before the election so he can be a convicted felon and be barred from running for president.
Yeah, they're desperate. And this is the part that rattles my brain. It's like, rather than say, hey, you know what are some of the things that Trump did? What are some of his messages? What are some of his policies that the general public, a lot of people like, that were successful? What are some of the things that he did that made people happy, that worked for people, that worked for the public, that helped people get jobs, helped the unemployment rate, kept the fuel prices down, kept inflation down? What are some of the border? What are some of the things that he did that was actually positive? But no, they don't do that. Said what they're going to do is they're not going to listen to the public. They're not going to listen to people. They're going to then shove their ideas down everyone's throat and then block Trump from winning. This is like, I mean, I hate to, there's no really another word to call it, but it's fascism.
Yeah, it's clear that, waiting until now, like I've always said, they should have done it a year or two ago.
No, they weren't going to do it a year or two ago because if he was found not guilty, then they had nothing for the election. This is all political theater.
Yeah, if it was a fully honest prosecution, then it should have been done way sooner.
Yeah.
So then it could either be like, hey, listen, he can't even run, or he can run. Yeah, we don't have
they're not confident in what they have. That's probably why they're waiting. They know that if you actually look at the law, their case, they don't have a solid case against them. They're gonna have it's gonna be an uphill battle, and they're aware of that. So it's very possible. There's some lawyers coming forward now that are on the left that are saying that this case might get thrown out. There's a lot of problems with their lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean, it could be if this one gets thrown out, though. The January 6th one that Jack Smith is bringing, he's in trouble either way. And frankly, I don't even know how he gets out of the documents one. I mean, they have a lot of evidence there that he had the documents and he had them moved around to avoid them. Now, I don't know if they would if the penalties would be so harsh if he were convicted in the documents case. But I don't even care about the Stormy Daniels case. I mean, that was just I think that was just I forget the DA, Alvin Bragg. It was like, I want to be first guy to indict a president.
But it's whatever the law says. Trump, don't forget too, a lot of this is Trump listening to, this is not just Trump going rogue and doing whatever he wants to do. This is Trump listening to legal advisors and people on his team that are telling him what the law says. A lot of times, more often than not, the media puts out things and there's stories that go around and nobody really is paying attention to what the law says. They don't look at what the law is, and they're trying to dance around the law and say this and say that. But at the end of the day, it's like, what does the law say? What is legally allowed to happen? What does the law say? And sometimes they'll in bad faith push forward a case and do things and get all around this whole rigmarole. At the end of the day, they're just trying to block people from seeing and hearing what the real law is. I mean, not to get off track, but it's somewhat related. A similar thing just happened when the SEC took a lawsuit towards a company called Ripple. Now, the law was on their favor. There's something called a Howey test, and they checked off no boxes on the Howey test, which meant that they were totally in compliance with the law. But for 3 years, they had to spend $200 million in legal fees fighting the SEC, which kept delaying and stalling and delaying and stalling and lying and putting out tweets and blocking things. And they're trying to block evidence from coming into the courtroom that was going to prove that they were following the law. It's really messed up. And so we don't understand how the workings of the cases like that go on. But at the end of the day, it's pretty alarming that our legal system works like that. But at the end of the day, the law might be on Trump's side, even though we hear all this stuff and the media tells us all this stuff, and he might have been in compliance with the law. If that's the case, then this is all just a dog and pony show.
Yeah, and especially with the January 6th one, I think they have to it's difficult to prove his state of mind, if he just believed it versus what actions he specifically took. I mean, I think that's why in Georgia they went for the RICO, because they want to prove that this was like a whole coordinated thing. Because otherwise, as I said last time, Giuliani's going down. I think he's going to be the fall guy. I don't think Trump cares about him at all. I don't think he cares about what happens to him. He's not going to fund his legal his defense. I think somehow they will figure a way to take Giuliani down. He's damaged goods. He's going to end up taking the fall. along with, you know, the lower level co-conspirators.
That whole thing, which Giuliani, what's her name, the woman lawyer there, the other guy,
Yeah.
it's so bizarre. I cannot wrap my head around it. It makes no sense when they were going on the TV saying we have all this evidence, we have all this. How I just it is like a Twilight Zone episode. I cannot figure it out. I'd love to hear their side of the story off the record just to hear what they have to say. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know if they were just. I mean, when people do this, especially intelligence lawyers, I mean, like with Adam Schiff going in front of the public saying, I have evidence of Russian collusion, and then there's no evidence of Russian collusion. What made you say that? What were you looking at? Were you lying? Were you duped? It's very, very bizarre.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I don't think we're ever going to get any kind of
real answer.
Not closure, but like there's not going to be any kind of consequences for exaggerating the whole Russian collusion story.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is going to be absolutely insane because let's say they are able to move the trial up, even if it's, you know, next year in March, which is another time of year that I heard that they could be having one of these trials, and he gets convicted. Well, obviously he's going to appeal it, and it's going to go all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a thing of like, okay, well, the election's coming. It's in flux whether or not he would be, because if let's say he's convicted, but they overturn it on appeal, well, doesn't that mean that he is allowed to continue running for president and potentially win? But if he's currently a convicted felon, while we wait for the decision and the election passes, what the hell are we going to do? You want to talk about a stolen election? I mean, it'll make 2020 look like a joke.
Well, that's the problem right now. I don't think Democrats are really looking at the big picture. I think that they just are so desperate to block what they see as almost. I mean, I don't know if somebody say it's a guaranteed win, but if you look at the job that Joe Biden has done, and this is my opinion, but this is not just my opinion. Also, it's also quantitative. If you look at fuel prices, if you look at food prices, inflation, an open border, we are in a war right now. There's really not a lot of amazing things that Joe Biden can stand on for his own merit. And so I think the Democrats are well aware of the weakness that is Joe Biden, especially Kamala Harris as a running mate. She's not effective. Has word salads. She's just not an effective vice president as well. And so you've got two really bad candidates right there, and it looks like they want to run again. So I think the Democrats don't really know what to do. They kind of backed themselves into a corner here by pushing Kamala Harris to be his running mate. Now they're stuck. They don't have anywhere else to turn. Did they pulling Gavin Newsom to come in and swarm his way in there? I don't know. They're able to do that. Now it looks like Biden wants to run again. So they really don't have any other options. And Trump, whether you like him or not, it's obvious he's much sharper than Joe Biden, and it's obvious that he ran the country better. So they're just desperate. And so I think they're just trying to block him any way they can. But I don't think they saw the bigger picture. Is just, again, if they just would have modified some of their policies and said, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to work with you guys. It's obvious we can't have an open border. But rather than do that, they're just trying to shut down their competition and smoke them out from coming into the election. It's going to work against them. I think it's going to work against them, and it's all backfiring on them. You know, it all has. All the things that they've done trying to go after Trump has backfired on them big time. He's more popular than ever before.
I think that the Democrats, everyone's thinking, oh, they're going to be like, Joe's going to go spend time with his grandkids, or he realizes he did the job. I think that they should just be like, hey, listen, you know, he wasn't old and out of it before, but he is old and out of it now. So we're going to pull him. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Just in the last couple of months, he's deteriorated rapidly. He was fine before.
Yeah, he's sharp. Yeah, he was a Mensa candidate before.
Because no one's gonna believe the whole like I want to leave to go spend time with my grandkids. You know, he spends enough time with them.
It's not the seventh one.
No, that's the one he's gonna leave to spend time with. He's gonna say, I don't have much time with her. I haven't spent any time with her at all.
Yeah, I need to go spend time with her finally.
I'm leaving for Hunter's child out of wedlock. And for Kamala, this is one thing I heard was that they might try to convince her to be the replacement for Dianne Feinstein in the Senate. Oh, that they would be like, listen, we gotta get rid of her. She's in a conservatorship. She's gone. She's out of it. We need to maintain the majority. Kamala, will you do this great service? Come back to the Senate in California. Of course, she's not going to be happy. I mean, Kamala Harris will be sitting there like, this is terrible. Everybody hates me.
She can't run. She can't run for president. She can't run. She can't even be vice president. How's she going to run the president? She can't do it. She's just
no. Everyone, no one will like her. I've heard that like maybe like symbolically she will be allowed to be president for like a day while they work on the transition or something. Like they'll take Joe out, she'll go in. It'll be like that show Veep, literally. And then she's just
so pathetic. It's like, get a better candidate. What are you doing?
I will give Trump credit for one thing. I saw in the Tucker Carlson interview, that he said, why is Biden's too scared to tell China to stop building bases in Cuba?
Yeah.
Which I hadn't even heard of. So I went and looked it up. And yeah, China is planning a new military
right on our
training
doorstep.
facility in Cuba.
Right on our doorstep. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you, the amount of damage that this president has done, Joe Biden has done to this country, the amount of damage and danger that he's put us in is beyond comprehension. When you start pulling the onion peels back and looking how much damage he's done, it's actually incredible. And the fact that anybody voted for this guy and the fact that you're still supporting him is it's insane. Again, I'm just calling it how I see it. If Joe Biden got into the presidency and started doing amazing things, gas prices were down, food was cheap, he was closing up the border, we weren't in a war, I'd be like, this guy's amazing. He's awesome. But he didn't do any of that. He did the opposite. I'm just calling it how I see it. It's not a good presidency. He's worse than Trump. All the people that were carrying on and throwing hissy fits on Facebook and crying every day, oh, Joe Trump, and they voted in Biden. This is worse. This is absolutely worse.
Yeah, I mean, I am no fan of this. China building a new military training facility in China, in which people think they're going to start stationing troops there.
Yeah, look at the size of the runway. It's a runway that can land giant cargo planes. They're building a base to attack us.
Meanwhile, we abandoned the base. What was it, Bagram in Afghanistan? We abandoned that base that's like only a few hundred miles away from China's where China runs their nuclear program. So we could have been there keeping a close eye. Now, instead of having that, we've got them in Cuba.
Yeah, we do not have. Well, first of all, Joe Biden doesn't even know where Cuba is on a map. The guy's he doesn't know what day of the week it is. We don't have a leader. We have an old man with dementia who's just eating ice cream in a corner. It's whoever's running the country is going to be a bunch of marmalukes that are like next day. They don't even know what's going on. It's really bad. It's really bad.
What do you think about swapping out Kamala Harris for Dianne Feinstein for vice president?
Oh, yeah, sure.
That'll make Joe, then it'll be like, okay, well, the alternative is if Joe leaves, then Dianne Feinstein's president.
Yeah. I would like to see Joe Biden versus Dianne Feinstein in a debate.
There you go.
That would be one for the ages. Just to film that and put it on YouTube and watch it.
Well, it was a historic day among many historic days that we have lived through in the last several years, seeing Trump get his mugshot. Now,
but again, I love the fact that he pulled the judo move and turned it around and used it against him, and I think it's awesome. It's next level marketing. It really is.
Yeah, people love it. People love to see him.
Because
he's going to fundraise off it. There's no way he's not going to.
It's like Rocky. He's in the corner getting beat up, and then all of a sudden the music goes dun 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 boom boom. It's great, man, with those American flag trunks, dude.
Yeah, awesome. Except it would actually be Macho Man. That's what he would come out there.
Yeah, okay. I like Randy Savage.
No. The Village People.
Oh yeah,
that's his song. For some reason, it's either Macho Man or YMCA. That is his whole thing.
Yeah.
Remember those dance moves at the end of the
and they hate him, and those guys are like, you can't use our song.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's funny when presidential candidates, this has happened throughout history, where presidential candidates will like use a song, and then people are like, and then the artist is like, you can't use it. Don't use it.
Democrats should do more of that. Democrats should start using like really serious country songs. Like, all right, this next one's from Big and Rich. All right, here comes a Trace Adkins song.
Yeah. Or like, how many times have candidates used "Born in the USA" not actually looking at the lyrics?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because it's like actually not about, like, Ronald Reagan made his whole campaign thing "Born in the USA" without hearing about how it's about a guy who's like unhappy. Living here.
Yeah. I mean, I sucks. I mean, the songs are catchy. I mean, obviously it's an earworm, and it's an iconic song and it's you know, challenging war and all that stuff. It's about a guy who, you know, was just disappointed. But I feel like it's a missed opportunity to have a song that's positive about America. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Bruce could have had, it could have been a more positive song. That's all.
well, I mean, that was back. I think it also makes reference to the Vietnam War. I mean, that was at a time when people were very disillusioned with the country. So it was because it was like early 80s.
Yeah, there's still a lot of Vietnam vets that were going through a lot there.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of historic days, we also have the first actor or actress that I am aware of from The Sopranos to join OnlyFans. Drea De Matteo played Adriana La Serva, girlfriend of Christopher Moltisanti on The Sopranos, announced that she is joining OnlyFans. She charging $15 a month. Oh, whoops, that's not what I want to do. That's a different story. No one knows. She announced it on her Instagram. No one, I don't think she's posted anything yet, but she did write in her bio on OnlyFans, the Sopranos.
Oh, God.
So who knows what's going on? I know she does a podcast and she's got other things that she's done. You can't say that she's had a huge acting career since the show. I don't know how much she was getting paid on there, but and look, you know, you want to be sex positive and all that kind of stuff these days. But do you think she really wanted to have to do this? Like she wanted to do this, or she felt like she had to do it?
I mean, she probably has some financial issues going on, I would think. Or I mean, maybe she's also, you know, likes sexual attention. I don't know. Maybe it's a combination of the two. But I mean, I would imagine if she was making that much money and was that successful, she wouldn't be doing this. But it's can't beat them, join them. Maybe there's so much. Maybe she just saw how much money some of these girls are making, and she's like, screw it. Like how much?
I mean,
I think. Yeah,
she was always like, you know, one of the people on the show that was like supposed to be the eye candy, so to speak. I think not that that's all she was. I mean, she gave great performances. You know, she definitely pulled her weight on the show. You know, it could also be this: The Sopranos has had a major like resurgence among young people. Like young people apparently watch The Sopranos all the time. There's memes, there's tweets about it on TikTok, like all that kind of stuff. It's having a total second life. So maybe she's just seeing a business opportunity. Like, hey, you know what? Everyone's doing it. A lot of people are into The Sopranos still. Why not? Why not get in there? $15 a month.
I mean, she'll probably make a couple 100,000. Even it's a lot of money. You know, she'll probably buy a house from it.
I mean, look, we all saw that.
If I can make a couple $100 showing off my chest,
you should. Hey, save it for the
yeah. That's a little teaser. What's to come?
You have to subscribe to clickpop.substack.com if you want to see that.
She might be very sexual. She might be a very sexual girl, and maybe she's getting off on in doing this and loves showing off her body. Maybe she sees an opportunity where she's like, look, I'm getting older, and this is a chance for me to explore my sexuality and show my fans what's under the hood.
Right. She's 51.
What is she going to do? Is she going to do? Do you think this is going to affect her acting career? I mean, is she like the next Maitland Ward?
I don't think she's going to go full Maitland. Maitland Ward dove in head first and is like winning AVN awards and stuff. Yeah, right. No, I don't think she's going to go that far. I think I'm anticipating, you know, tasteful.
Oh, okay. Artistic, if you will.
Artistic, yeah.
Black and white.
Black and white, boudoir.
If it's black and white, you can get away with a lot more.
Yeah, it's art. It's art. I mean, like you said, she's 51, so maybe she's like, look, what am I supposed to do this when I'm 69? You know, I'll do it now, and that's it.
The fact that she's 51 and is going to pose nude on this website and people are going to pay to see that, it's pretty incredible. Most women, I hate to say it, at 51, not something people would want to pay to see.
Say it, you misogynist, cis, heteronormative.
I have ADD.
I mean, look, she's not hurting anybody. If she makes a little cash from it, good for her.
Are you going to be subscribing, Dante?
I will not. I am engaged, and I will never ever.
You can look at my. You can look at my account. We'll go in and look at it. I'll sign up.
No, I couldn't.
For work. This is going to be for work.
You will look at it and you will report back.
This is research purpose. This is research purposes only.
I can hear about it verbally, but I can't look at it. You can describe it to me like I'm, legally blind. Okay.
All right.
Real quick, Christie. I want to hear this. Let me actually.
Oh, he dances around the question.
He just kind of like blew it off in a way that I found it a little bit, my problem with Christie, nice guy, by the way. I've interviewed him. He's got a sense of humor and all that, but he's still like, oh yeah, if I got in, we would outlaw marijuana. Definitely. And I don't even smoke weed. I'm not like interested in using it for myself, but like, how behind the times are you to still be talking about no, we got to make that illegal?
It's over. The war it's over, dude. The guy's holding on to. He's like that last fighter in Vietnam that didn't know the war was over and was like running through the jungle. It's like, guys, the war's been over for 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
where they found that one guy in the woods in Vietnam.
Yeah, it was a World War II guy, I think. Then they found him like in the 70s. This is it's just, and then now with this UFO question, he kind of laughs it off. Like he makes a joke about it and then he pivots. Let's watch it real quick.
Yeah,
this was at the debate a couple nights ago.
Spike in UFO encounters.
I get the UFO question?
Yeah, you do.
Come on,
there
man.
You go. But okay, we've been hearing a lot of testimony in Congress, and people are taking this a lot more seriously. And we're hearing that, there are things going on that people aren't aware of. So, if you were president, Governor Christie, would you level with the American people about what the government knows about these possible encounters?
Martha, and especially coming from a woman from New Jersey, I think it's horrible that just because I'm from New Jersey, you asked me about unidentified flying objects and Martians.
I get it, by the way. It's fun. It's a funny thing for the audience, but come on. Things are moving rapidly. It's getting serious out there.
Different, but we're not that different. Look, of course, the job of the President of the United States is to level with the American people about everything. The job of the President of the United States is to stand for truth. The job of the President of the United States is to be a role model for our children and our grandchildren. And so whether it was UFOs or this problem of education, and Tim's right, by the way,
yeah, okay, we don't even need to hear the rest. He just pivots into his campaign spiel and he gets rid of it. Like, what annoys me is Congress is having hearings. There's new evidence coming out. It's time for someone to take it seriously, or at least not brush it off. Like, you don't have to run on a UFO platform. I wouldn't want that either.
Right.
But stop with the whole like, oh, you're Martians. We know there's no Martians, asshole.
He's on. Yeah, they're not from Mars. They're from the Pleiadians. We all know that. But I mean, the fact that he's like dancing around the question. I mean, he's just a politician. He's such a politician to me. I'm not really a big fan of his.
Yeah, like you could have. A lot of people out there, and I bet a lot of people, conservatives and Republicans. It's not like UFOs aren't a partisan issue. It's not like all these liberal UFOs are coming in here.
No.
He could have maybe won over some people, but I just don't think he's open-minded enough to take it seriously. And
I don't think he runs a very good campaign. And I just don't think he's. What's he polling at? I mean, Trump's polling at 45%. What's he polling at?
I don't even know. Nothing
4%,
close.
5%.
Yeah. But the question that I posed on our Instagram page and Facebook page was like, with things getting so serious now, with Congress having hearings, with whistleblowers, should it kind of be a prerequisite for any presidential candidate to at least be open to taking the subject seriously?
Absolutely, it should be. We're at that level. We're at that stage now. We're past the whole point of, are they there? Are things happening? We're now at the stage of like, look, there is something going on. What is it? And how do we address it moving forward? That's where the candidates need to really, be mentally and in their campaign. They need to say, look, we're past a point of wondering whether or not we've had UFOs and these things exist. They're here. There's obviously evidence that there are crafts that we're unaware of. We don't know where they came from. How do we move forward with this in a safe way for the public? How do we address it? That's what he needs to be doing. He's not doing it. He's just going around the question. He's not prepared. Does not think well on his feet. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
Thumbs down.
I agree. I agree. All right. Well, I think we've done enough damage to our individual credibilities today. Another great show. Oh, whoops. Got rid of you too early. All right. It's another great show. Everybody, please subscribe to clickpop.substack.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel here and turn on the notification bell so you'll get an alert, like an Amber Alert, when we go live. And then follow us on Instagram and Twitter at ClickPop2 and on TikTok at ClickPop0. Justin, any last words?
America.
There you go. All right. There it is. Couldn't sum it up any better myself.
I mean, we got Trump getting arrested, a mugshot. We've got porn, and now we've got UFOs. It doesn't get more America than that.
That's true. And UFO denial. All right. This is America.